So when we were looking at the Dallas-Fort Worth area and trying to figure out where we wanted to move, there were a lot of things that played into that. And so we moved to Frisco, Texas. This whole video is going to be dedicated to why we chose Frisco. Even though there are amazing towns all around, we just decided that that would be the best fit for us. And I'm going to kind of go over all of those reasons just to see if it could be the best fit for you. So hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm a local realtor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If this is your first time by our channel, then welcome. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like. We would love to have you follow us along. We put videos up multiple times a week. We are the #1 broker in all of the DFW area, voted on by everybody that lives here, and we're #1 in relocation. So we would love to help you come to town. So whether you need to move in 9 days or 9 months, reach out. You've got information below. You can text us, call us, email, or even Zoom. We can get your questions answered and help you find the best place around. So with all that being said, let's get to Frisco, Texas. So the first thing I kind of want to talk to you guys about is how much there is to do in Frisco. That was one of the big things to us, is we wanted to be able to have things to do around town and not have to drive 30 minutes to get there all the time. So there's a ton of sports teams. Obviously, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Their headquarters is here, even though the stadium is in Arlington, which is about, I guess, 30 minutes from here. But their practice field is here. Their headquarters are here. We office out of there as well because we are the official partners of the Dallas Cowboys. We are the official realtors of the Dallas Cowboys. So if you know of one that needs to move, let me know. But there's a lot to do over at the Star. There's fun restaurants. There's great shopping. You can watch the practice field from certain areas. And then they have this cool area that we actually sponsor with the Dallas Cowboys that's turf. And then it's got a huge jumbotron, and they play movies once a month. And you can get blankets and candy, and it's all free. And you can go out there with your family and do a picnic and watch a movie under the stars. It's a lot of fun. So if you want info on that, let me know as well. I can get it to you. We've got the Rough Riders, which is a minor league baseball team. We've got FC Dallas, which is our soccer team. We have the Dallas Mavs. They're in Dallas, but not too far of a drive. The PGA, which is the biggest thing that's come to Frisco in a really long time. They moved their headquarters down here, and they have just the most amazing golf course. So that's opening up May 2nd. We're excited. We're actually the official partners of the PGA of America as well, our brokerages. So we just have a lot going on. It's been a lot of fun. Then you have the Texas Rangers, and we're actually the partners of the Texas Rangers as well. So if you want discount tickets, let me know because we have discount codes for you. Some other things that you can do here with your family or without, but we've got the National Soccer Hall of Fame, which is amazing. And I did a video on this in the past, but it highlights soccer and the whole history of it. It really gives you a good understanding of how it evolved. And we've got the Discovery Center, which is for kiddos. We've got Traintopia, which is awesome. And it's half indoor, half outdoor trains, how Frisco was founded and how trains were in on that. It's a great way to educate and have fun at the same time. And then, of course, I love that we have a National Video Game Museum. It's amazing. You have to go. It's so much fun. It shows you all the things about videos, where they came from, video games, where they came from all up until now. And they actually have all the different decades where you can play them. It's you could be there for hours and not even know that you were there for hours because it's that fun. So right now we are at the National Video Game Museum. And what's awesome about this is it's the only one in the nation. And it gives a great background on the production of video games, the video games that used to be played, the video games that are being played now, all the history of it, and where video games are going. So whether you have kids, whether you have a spouse that love video games or just love to be techie, this is the place to go. And I'm going to show you guys on in. So in this area, you literally can just pick up and start playing. And then the back area with your general admission, they give you tokens to play the games. And so you could just hang out in here and play all of these games and let your kids play them, the old school, everything. It's super cool. So definitely check out the video game museum. We also have shopping in Frisco. We've got Legacy West, which is right at the Frisco-Plano border, and we're getting a Fields West. So Legacy West, the same architect, is building the Fields West, and Fields West is going to be 10 times bigger than Legacy West. It's going to be huge, and it's going to have water features. It's going to have amphitheaters to do live concerts, all the shopping and dining that you would ever want. You're never going to have to leave Frisco, Texas to get good shopping and good dining, because it's gonna seal the deal. So we also have Stonebriar, the mall, and I just think they've got all their bases covered on that, especially once the Fields gets built. It's not built yet. Parks and trails. There is so much ability for you to bike and walk and jog and have safe, fun outings with the kiddos, because the mayor really made a lot of those trails go under busy streets so that you never have to really go over a busy street. So you can rest assured that your kiddos are safe and that you're not having to cross major traffic. Some of that infrastructure is still being built, but it's all been planned, and it's amazing. It's miles and miles and miles that you don't have to go over a major intersection. So it's really nice. And I don't know if you guys with kiddos have ever heard of Dude Perfect, but they're pretty darn popular. And did you know they live here in Frisco? I can walk to their house from mine. So it's been fun. But they are building a $100 million entertainment property full of fun. And they have not released where they're going to build it, but it's been rumored that they are going to stay in Frisco because they all live here. They have massive houses right down the road. And so I think that's going to be fun. And we are hoping that they definitely stay here so that it's close to us. And then I don't know if you guys have heard of this little thing called Universal Studios. They just bought land here, and they're going to build a park. It's going to be a smaller park. It's actually, they have stated that they don't have another park like this one. They've never built a park like this. So it's going to be geared towards young kids. I think it's 6 to 12. And so it's just going to be themed rides, themed hotel. So it's, just younger kids, but it's going to be fun because you're going to be able to take them there and get a brand new experience that they've never had before. We also, something fun is half of Frisco borders the lake, Lake Louisville. So if you are a lake person or a water person, then there are lots of things you can do since we have the lake right there. So it's really nice. You kind of get all the things. The only thing we don't have is mountains, but I don't think they're going to build any anytime soon. So we'll have to go without that, but it's still a lot of fun with all the other stuff. Another reason why we thought, my husband and I thought that Frisco would be a great place for us to move is because of property value. And that has so many things, so many layers to it. Because of where Frisco is as a city, we looked at what they were currently doing, what they had done, and what they had projected to do in infrastructure and development. There is so much coming to Frisco. So property value is only going to keep going up and up and up. And so they have ranked it really high in being recession proof. I don't know if you guys even know that they do that with cities, but we decided to buy not only our personal residence here, but we are buying investment properties here as well because of what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years with everything that's coming to Frisco. I think it's going to be huge when it comes to equity in those homes and building long-term wealth. So if you want to chat about that, I'm totally open to sharing with you guys what we're planning on doing and how we're putting money into real estate because it is safe and it is consistent. So everybody's always going to need roofs over their heads. Affordability is another reason. And I know that kind of sounds weird because people think of Frisco as less affordable than the rest of the metroplex. The median home price is in the mid 600s, and the national average is like 285,000, so less than 300,000. So it seems like Frisco is expensive, but think about the median income, which is 134,000. So it puts it into perspective that the people that are living here are finding affordable houses. The national average on income is 69,000. So income versus housing, it's not that bad. So I think it's a good investment, especially again, where equity is going. 2022, I don't know if you guys knew that Money Magazine actually voted Frisco as the top city to live in. And it really was because of our affordable taxes. Frisco has amazingly low taxes compared to some of the other areas in the DFW area. So that's something to look at when you're buying, because you have to pay those taxes, and it helps if you pick a city that's a little bit lower. Dallas is super expensive. I love Frisco because, first of all, my whole family's here, but it feels safe. It feels family oriented. The infrastructure was laid out really well, with streets being very easy to know where you are. And again, we do have some construction because we are growing super fast, but I feel like our infrastructure has kept up for the most part. There's a couple of intersections I will avoid at certain times of the day. There's one intersection I'll avoid at all cost, no matter what time of day it is. Well, maybe it's set like 2 in the morning, but I'm usually not out at 2 in the morning. But it's not bad. So especially with the rate of growth. So I love it here. We plan to definitely buy more houses, whether they're going to be rentals or Airbnbs, and just let that equity really drive our financial wealth up. So another thing I think is important is jobs. So DFW has been exploding over the last few years, 5-10 years. It has just, ever since the crash, the 2008 crash, Texas really held strong in that. Everybody hurt during that, but Texas didn't get hurt quite as bad because of some of the laws that we have. So a lot of people started coming here because our taxation is beneficial to corporations. So a lot of corporate businesses have moved here to take advantage of those tax savings. So Frisco listed in the top 3 for places to relocate to. There you go. And top 1 for doing business. So those are both powerful statistics, and it actually got number 1 in recession proof in the whole state of Texas, which I think is huge because nobody wants to go through a recession. And then the last thing that I probably would bring up to you guys is the schools here. I know if you've watched my South Lake videos, then you have heard me talk about spectacular ISDs. And Frisco is by far up there. They have so many A ratings. Every school is at least an 8, if not a 9, and most are 10. And that's niche.com. Go to there, or I think goodschools.com. Anyway, niche.com is the easiest, but they go off of test scores, graduation rates, teacher-student ratio, diversity. They look at everything and they rate the school. So it matters where you buy. Even if you don't have kids at the moment, your resale value is always going to be affected by your local schools. So it is important. Not to mention that having your kids in Frisco schools, we are super competitive when it comes to academics and sports. So you're looking at being in, like I just mentioned, all those sporting teams. Frisco, if you want your kids to excel, there is no limit on how many coaches you can get, private or group coaching, club, sports. My niece and nephew play sports all year round. They're always in something, and most of it is outside of school. So again, they're in their sports in school too, but the competitiveness is amazing. It helps them really hone their skills. And so you will not be disappointed in that if that is what your kids are into, because it's amazing. Something else is the collegiate level. We actually have a brand new University of North Texas in Frisco. So you don't even have to leave the city to go get some college education. And we are probably 15 miles from the University of Texas in Dallas, which is highly rated. It might take you 20 to 30 minutes to get there from here. Easy commute down the tollway, very little traffic, but it is a world-renowned. Obviously, y'all all know what the University of Texas is, but actually UTD, the one in Dallas, is very, very highly rated. So I love the University of Texas. I love the University of North Texas, and that we all have it locally here in Frisco. So with all that being said, that's kind of my perspective of Frisco. If you have any questions about it, I did a video on the PGA and the Fields, which is a huge development that's coming to Frisco. It's going to have thousands of houses that are being built. So we're still in massive growth. So watch that. If you have questions, reach out. I'll get them answered and we can go from there. But thank you so much for watching this video. And until the next one, I hope you have a really great day.